Alright everyone, it's time for another shout out to another user, although in this case it's actually both an individual, James O'Keefe, and an organization, which is Project Veritas. Links in the description both to their YouTube and to their BitChute channel, getting bigger on BitChute. I can't remember, I think it's over 10,000 subscribers there. BitChute being now a growing platform, steadily gaining steam as tech censorship forces alt tech to grow. Veritas is one of the larger channels on there. There's no reason to believe that won't continue. The thing is, people, even if you can reach more people on a site like maybe a YouTube or a Twitter or something, the constant risk of even just an algorithmic glitch getting you banned for a short period, when you have something like Project Veritas that sometimes they've got something that's really, really juicy, they've got to release it right fucking now. If you don't have that platform available because of even a glitch, like you get reinstated but it takes 3 or 4 days, it makes sense to have other presence as well. So they are on BitChute. Again, links in the descriptions to both. Project Veritas has done a really good job for a number of years now, especially at exposing some of the weird shit that's going on. Like, it's funny because it's definitely muckraking, and I don't say that in a discouraging way, but it is muckraking. It is technically, after a fashion, semi-politically partisan. See, James O'Keefe himself is more of a conservative, and so he conducts his investigative journalism from that perspective. That being said, there's plenty of focus on people on the right and what they're supposedly doing, mostly from like the Voxes and BuzzFeeds defaming people, but or calling people right-wing that really aren't. They're just independent content creators. James O'Keefe, though, is conducting actual journalism on left-wing figures, which is something that you don't get from the lamestream media. They stopped. Basically what happened is once it came out that Obama had been spying on AP journos and literally like trying to ruin people's career if they dug too deeply, if they conducted actual investigative journalism into the Obama administration, they would get blacklisted, they'd suddenly get fired, they'd get spied on. Weird shit happened. It was a very opaque, very spy-happy administration with Obama. He was the one that was actually the enemy of the free press, and that was even the legacy media was getting beat up on if they said anything naughty about Barack. Basically, they got fucked. So groups like Project Veritas took on a new importance because they were the only ones. The fact that they're partisan, it's like, yes, we're partisan agency, therefore we're the only ones that have balls to actually conduct an investigation into what's going on here, because AP won't do it, CNN won't do it, MSNBC is taking marching orders from the Clinton campaign. And Project Veritas, let us not forget, was one of the groups most responsible for telling us basically what was happening in the very opaque Democratic campaigns in 2016. It was basically a combination of WikiLeaks and Project Veritas keeping that sort of thing going. There was no investigation. It's like it was revealed through these leaks, through WikiLeaks. It's revealed that the Clinton campaign is directly coordinating with multiple mainstream legacy media entities, CNN, MSNBC, and so forth. Openly listing, here's who's on our side, here's a list of people that are working with us. Here's MSNBC apologizing to the Clinton campaign for running a story too early and not checking with the campaign and weird shit like that. This shouldn't be happening. It's not investigative journalism at that point, it's fluff pieces and tabloid bullshit. This comes out. Project Veritas, one of the few groups to address it. None of these mainstream entities reported on it. It was totally newsworthy. The leaks from the DNC emails were 100% newsworthy, and yet they didn't get talked about outside of the context of being a conspiracy theory, even though they're right there for everyone to read. CNN came out and told its viewers, oh, it's illegal for you to read WikiLeaks releases. Project Veritas says, oh, here's a compilation of material, including the WikiLeaks releases, for you to peruse. And so it's definitely a good thing. We need more investigative journalism. The thing is, it can be partisan while still being legitimate. Some people have tried to attack James O'Keefe, who runs Project Veritas. Well, he's right-wing. It doesn't matter. That's like saying that someone is liberal, so automatically, like, any reporting they do is invalid. No, it's invalid if you're working for CNN or MSNBC and you're not conducting actual journalism. If you're simply taking marching order style stories from big tech or from the entrenched political establishment, Republican, Democrat, whatever, that's not journalism. It's certainly not legitimate news. But if you're partisan and you're doing journalism, It's more of an action than a thing. The journalist must do journalism. If you are actually doing that, even with a political bias, like you're only reporting on half of the aisle, at least you're reporting something that's worth watching. And he is more on the right. He is more of an actual conservative. I think self-proclaims that as well, if I remember correctly. Who fucking cares? We do need people who are on the right and increasing. We need people on the left who will do that sort of thing, but it's just not happening. There are very few people who are actually liberal who work for an organized group. Like you've got the Tim Pools and stuff like that. That's fine. But I mean like people who work for a more organized system that can actually, like, you know, one of the things Project Veritas will do is they'll try to get people to infiltrate political campaigns, to try to infiltrate big tech and stuff and get the skinny on what's going on. This was common journalistic practice until fairly recently. People saying, well, that's slimy, that's no, it's not. How is it fucking slimy? Getting the truth is slimy? You've got people so brainwashed that they would rather bury their heads in the sand than admit that the consensus reality that they've believed in part, is fucking fake. That it's bullshit. So here's a shout out to Veritas Visuals for some of their video footage there. I think James O'Keefe has a semi-separate personal sort of a system of accounts and stuff too. I'll have to look into that because I don't think I follow them all actually. But I definitely follow Veritas both on BitChute and on YouTube, because then I know if the YouTube channel goes away, and you know, it could, but you know, before the next election you could see a slew of people deplatformed. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Then I can still continue to watch their material. BitChute's very important. I'm sure that they have a Gab channel. I should go through there and check everything on Gab. Because one thing, other content creators, you need to start doing this. Start advertising the alt tech things that you use. If you've got your foot in the door, so to speak, on the next generation of tech, you need to do more. Advertise the fact that you've got your foot there, and then the rest of you will follow, along with a bunch of people who like your work. That's the way that it works. It's what I'm trying to do. You should join me on BitChute too. Yes. You should join me on Daily Motion. By the way, I think I've risen up from the top, just inside the top 2,000 to now within the top 1,300 in a couple of days on Daily Motion. Yeah, let's get that to the top 1,000. Then we'll see how many algorithmic glitches temporarily deactivate my channel in the future. Be interesting to see how that's different over time. That's about all. Peace out.